Hey y'all, welcome to Martell's Movie Madness. I am your host, as always, Ryan Martell. And this week on the show, I've got Matt Christiansen from VisArt Video coming on. We're going to talk a little bit with him. We talk a little bit about... we talk a little bit about this and that. We talk a lot about VisArt Video and the different things that we've both learned while me patroning, that's it. Me while patroning them and him while working there. We talk about Linnea Quigley's horror workout. We get on a lot of different subjects, anime, samurai movies, etc. We talk about John Carpenter a little bit because, just about everybody that I talk to for this show loves John Carpenter, both as a director and a composer for films. We have to cut it a couple times because he has dogs and they were making some noise, so he had to go check on those guys a couple times during the recording. So if it sounds a little chopped up, that's because it is. Still got a pretty good, solid interview going on with him, and we get off on some tangents that are fun. But before we get into that, of course, I've got dates to plug and the Whatcha Watchin segments. I'm going to start out with the dates to plug. December 17th at 8 p.m. Cult Movies in the Cave at VisArt Video. Completely free, of course, but donations are highly encouraged. They're going to be showing Elves from 1989. They're also going to be auctioning off a original painting based on the movie selection by VisArt's one of their employees, Fudgy. She does really cool work. You should definitely go to that and bid on the painting because it is incredible. December 22nd, they're doing a very special screening of the new movie Hanukkah with Sid Haig. It is Sid Haig's last movie. It's also got Dick Miller in it. It's one of his last movies as well. They're doing two showings on the 22nd, the first night of Hanukkah. One at 5 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. There's more information about how to get tickets for that on their Facebook page, I think. It's definitely on the Facebook event page for the Hanukkah screenings. So you go ahead and go and check that out. December 23rd at 7:30 p.m. is the VHS potluck. This one's going to be Christmas themed, of course. So bring out your best Christmas tapes that you haven't seen, and hopefully they'll watch them together. I'm going to be missing that one, of course. I've been having to miss a lot of the weekday events that they have because of work, but hopefully someday I won't have to work for the man. I'll be doing my own thing, and I'll be able to go to all these cool events. But for those of you who don't know, the VHS potluck works. It is a thing where people bring tapes that they've never seen the movie of, they've never watched the tapes, and the first feature of the double feature is picked by randomly choosing one from the ones that no one in the crowd has seen, and then the second one is a vote of all the rest of the movies. So it's really fun, really unique kind of thing. Of course, that one is also free, but donations are always strongly encouraged anytime you go to VisArt Video. January 3rd through the 9th, they're going to be screening Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, a documentary about Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and his journey through his coming out of the closet, I think, is what it's about. But it's going to be $4 for Charlotte Film Society members, $7 for non-members, And from what I can tell, that's going to be a good one. I'm definitely going to be checking out at least one of those screenings. January 18th is the Martell's Movie Madness very first screening at VisArt Video. We're going to be screening the movie Flesher. It is a independent horror movie made in Charleston, South Carolina, so relatively local. You're going to want to come out to that. It's going to start at 7:30. We're going to have the filmmakers and 2 of the cast members, I think, are coming as well. The 2 lead female roles. It's going to be a very exciting screening. Flesher is an amazing movie, especially when you take into account that it is a first-time director, and it is just insanely good for, somebody's first try at doing a film. So yeah, come on out to that. That one's going to be free as well, with donations encouraged. The Flesher people are going to be bringing merch, so they'll have like stickers, I guess t-shirts, and I believe he's trying to have DVDs out by then. If not, then don't hold me to that. So I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about, but I believe they're going to have a lot of merch. So bring money for merch, bring money to donate to VisArt, and support Martell's Movie Madness by just showing up. That's all the dates I got for this week. Of course, you can find us on social media at Martell's Movie Madness on Instagram and Facebook, at Movie Madness 69 on Twitter, and YouTube. You can just search Martell's Movie Madness. I got the new Friday the 13th franchise ranking video up right now. There's also some other fun videos up there. But yeah, you can also find us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Martell's Movie Madness. That's where you get bonus content, early access to regular content. You get podcast episodes up to 4 days earlier, because some of them I've put up to a week early. YouTube videos are usually uploaded a week earlier onto Patreon, and the bonus content, I try to update at least twice a month on the bonus content. This month I've had the Friday the 13th franchise breakdown and ranking bonus episode, and there's going to be something special for Christmas also. I'm doing the Christmas special next week, so it'll probably be another 2-parter. Part 1 will be for everybody, and then Part 2 will be Patreon exclusive. So go ahead and go check us out over there. You can join for as little as $5 a month and get that early access. $10 a month will get you early access and bonus content, so definitely worth checking out. Of course, if you want to hit me up on my personal social media, it's at Trailer Trash God on Instagram, at Martell the God on Twitter, and you can just find me at Ryan Martell on Facebook. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into the Whatcha Watchin. First of all, there is the pick of the week. This is a movie that I have recently revisited that I'd already seen, and decided I needed to give it a rating for the podcast. Ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got Joe Bob's Red Christmas on, muted right now, of course. Having to do this because I have a show on Saturday and then a bunch of shit going on Sunday, so I'm trying to get it all edited and ready for y'all tonight on Friday, the 14th. Or the 13th, I guess. It's technically the 14th now because it's so late, but yeah, so the pick of the week this week is I'll Be Home for Christmas, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas of Home Improvement fame, all around 90s teen idol. It's also got Jessica Biel in it, and want to say there's another recognizable face in there, but those are just the two that I can remember. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on the Martell scale. It is definitely one of those feel-good holiday movies. Lots of mishaps and shenanigans going on in it. You're definitely going to want to check it out if you haven't seen it before and you love holiday movies. And if you haven't seen it and it's been a while, you need to go ahead and go revisit that one. Definitely worth revisiting and checking out for the first time. Fun movie. Just great. It's peak 90s feel good comedy, I feel like. Jesus Christ. Okay, so now getting into the Whatcha Watchin. First of all, I saw Black Christmas, the new Black Christmas, Blumhouse's Black Christmas, opening night, and I don't really know how. I went back and forth so much on this movie while I was watching it. Like, I was liking it, I'd like it, and then I would hate it, and then I'd like it. It really kept me kind of tiptoeing a line there with how I felt about it. Only a handful of, well, I can't really even say that because there's like maybe 3 kills get on screen. Like, there's only a couple of on screen kills. The ones that are on screen are like nothing. There's a lot of cutaways. There's like implied kills. You see bodies after the fact, but you don't see a lot of actual blood and stuff like that. Like, it's things you would want to see from a Black Christmas remake. You don't get. It does have a really cool, like, sub message, I guess. I like the fact that it was kind of taking an attack at rape culture. It goes a little off the rails with it's got like a supernatural kind of twist to it, as opposed to the original. I haven't seen the 2006 remake yet. I'm gonna remedy that this week though. But yeah, overall, I feel like Black Christmas could have been really good, but it just, for some reason, didn't hit for me. It kind of let me down. It was one that just didn't deliver. That being said, it is okay. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Definitely worth checking out if you're like a casual horror fan. But if you're like a hardcore horror fan like me, you probably would be disappointed. Yeah, I'm going to give it another watch eventually and, try to formulate if I think it was a good movie or not. I definitely feel like taking into account the fact that, and me and Matt, I think, talk about this on the show a little bit. We may have talked about it off air, but I can't remember. I do applaud the fact that they made a movie, the quality that they made, in such a short period of time, because I believe that this movie was written, shot, and released all within like a 6 or 7 month period. So, not even a full year, and they gave us this movie, and for that being the case, it's not a bad movie, but just on the whole, like, it's not a very good movie either. But it has camp and it has fun shit about it. It is definitely not a horrible movie by any means. But there we go. Like, that's a completely bipolar, like, it has extreme highs and extreme lows. That's the only way I can go to it. But you'll have to see for yourself, because I can't really tell you for sure to go check it out or not, because I don't know how I felt about it really. But yeah, that's the only new release that I've watched since Joker, and yeah, I should have seen Knives Out. But that's neither here nor there. Next up on Amazon Prime, I watched Unholy Night. It's a horror anthology. The premise is good. The stories are good. Like it has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it's a really low budget movie, and they didn't really know how to get the most out of their money, I feel like. But maybe it was a micro budget. Maybe it was even smaller budget than I think even. But it does have some good moments. And it is kind of fun at points. So I gave it a 2 out of 5 on the Martell scale. I don't know if I'd ever watch it again, but it was definitely something to check out. It was something cool to watch. Another horror Christmas movie to add to the list. Next up is my Disney Plus watch that I did this week. Only one new thing on Disney Plus was Noelle. This one is God, what's her name? Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader are in this, and they play Santa Claus's children, who Bill Hader is supposed to take over for Santa Claus, but he's not very good at it, so he runs away, and Noelle, his sister, is supposed to go get him, which is Anna Kendrick's character. And it's a really cute, really fun, heartwarming Christmas movie. Just like all good Christmas movies are, very heartwarming and just fun and cute. It is Elf meets the Santa Claus, and I love it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, damn near perfect. Definitely adding it to my list to watch every year. But yeah, check that one out. It's a Disney Plus original, so it's only on Disney Plus right now. Hopefully they release a DVD of it for me, though, because I would like to own it. So yeah, up next we've got Krampus Unleashed. I watched that on Hulu. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 on the Martell scale. Not a god-awful piece of garbage. Like, I didn't feel like I was dumber for watching it. It wasn't like when I watched Birdemic. I feel like, even though I think I gave Birdemic the same rating, maybe I gave Birdemic a little bit lower, but Krampus Unleashed was, they tried to make a good, serious horror movie, but it just was not there. It didn't really deliver for me personally. But that being said, it is kind of fun. So if you're bored and want to watch something Krampus related, then check that one out. Next up was Rare Exports, also on Hulu. Rare Exports, also on Hulu. It's Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on the Martell scale. This is a Finnish movie. Basically, it's the story of these people who unleashed the real Santa Claus, and like the real Santa Claus was allegedly like evil, and he has all these minions that are like his elves. It's a very fun, like, action adventure with a little horror to it movie. I definitely think it is worth giving a check out. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on the Martell scale, so go ahead and check that one out. Again, those two are on Hulu. So that leaves us with just the VisArt rentals now. oh shit, I do need to do the VisArt screening that I just came from. So tonight, or earlier, I guess, Friday the 13th, December the 13th, I watched the Friday the 13th fan film mixtape at VisArt Video. I don't know if I can really say that it was a movie itself, but I'm counting it. I'm going to give it a rating. It was very funny. It's just a compilation of like these homemade movies that are Friday the 13th related, or like unofficial sequels or whatever. But yeah, it was definitely fun and really hilarious. So I'm gonna give that one a 3 out of 5. Not what I would consider a quality movie, but it was definitely fun to watch in that environment with the people. It's a party movie for sure. It's a party like compilation, for sure. But definitely a fun and hilarious watch. So yeah, that's what that is. And then now for the VisArt rentals. I only got 3 this week because I did one of the rentals for last week on the last episode. First up is Krampus, the Christmas Devil, which I actually rented the sequel for this week, so there will be a little bit of that on the next episode. I gave it a 2 out of 5 on the Martell scale. This is one of those movies where it started out kind of bad, in a bad way, and then it started to get like progressively more off the rails as the movie progressed. And then, we get some nudity going on in the midway point, and then it turns into a movie where, like, okay, this is the right amount of absurd. This makes it fun. I gave it a 2 out of 5 on the Martell scale. Worth checking out if you want to watch a kind of shitty movie that you can laugh at. It's a horror movie that they definitely had some heart in it, so I can definitely applaud that. And the story is good, and it's just that they didn't have the acting there necessarily, or the budget probably, to pull it off the way they wanted to. But they don't have anything to be ashamed of, I don't feel like. Anyways, it's not like god awful, and I would watch it again, especially with a group of people who had never seen it before, because that would be fun and hilarious. The Night Before, Mr. Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and oh man, what's the third guy's name? I can't remember what his name is, but it's really it's one of those late night comedies. It's a Seth Rogen specialty. It's just hilarious. I mean, it's so fucking funny, and it's very New York, like modern New York. It's got that. That's what they're doing, is they're just hitting the city for the night before Christmas, and it's supposedly going to be the last time that they get together and do that for Christmas, and it's good. It's a feel-good, touchy, feely, but it's also very irreverent and raunchy comedy. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on the Martell scale. Definitely worth checking out. I'm gonna have to add it to my collection at some point. But for now, I just love that I rented it from VisArt. I'm glad I took a chance on that one, because I really thought that it might not be good. Because sometimes movies like that are just not as funny as they seem in the trailer. So, but yeah, that one was a good one. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Of course, I said that. Last but not least is Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit. It's it's crazy to think that I hadn't seen that one or Die Hard until this year. I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life either, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna watch it this year. So it's on the list. But I did watch Lethal Weapon the other night, and I thought it was fucking great. I thought it was awesome. It's a great action movie. A lot of people are trying to say it's a Christmas movie. It does take place during Christmas. I can give you that, and I guess if that's the criteria for what we call a Christmas movie, then it's definitely a Christmas movie. I don't know. I think Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than Lethal Weapon, but I like Lethal Weapon better as a movie on the whole. I gave Lethal Weapon a 4 out of 5, or 4.5 out of 5. I'm sorry, on the Martell scale. Definitely one of those that is up there in my list now. I definitely think it's a fun, awesome action movie. But yeah, that's all I've got for the Whatcha Watchin segment of the show. Now, just gonna kick it into the interview after this little break. Thanks for listening. Hope y'all enjoy.
How far will one guy go?
Come on, Jake. You can make it.
To get home for Christmas. 3,000 miles.
I'm in the middle of nowhere being attacked by a killer buzzard.
12 states.
Put this on, act like my elf. How the hell's that? Happy.
One red suit.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Whatever.
For Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the holiday rush is on. Disney's I'll Be Home for Christmas. Now on video.
Alright, welcome back. I'm here with Matt Christiansen. He works at VisArt Video. He is one of their senior staff members over there.
Hey, how's it going?
Matt, first thing I like to ask people when I have them on the show is, what you been watching, man?
So, lately I've been watching Castle Rock, the second season. And Vinland Saga, which is an anime. Movie-wise, there really hasn't been much I've been watching. Like, I've gone back and been watching some old films. I've been going back and watching some old horror flicks and stuff. But I gotta say, out of everything that I've been watching lately, like, honestly, this new series called Vinland Saga, which is a Viking-based anime, is beyond ridiculously amazing. Yeah, I mean...
That sounds crazy. Viking anime.
Yeah, I mean, the manga is like award-winning. The Vinland Saga is based loosely off of actual historical events when Norway was trying to take over England, and I mean, of course, you know, you get to the anime aspect where you have Vikings who can pick up a tree and like beat people with it. So not totally historically correct, but there was a lot of cool stuff that was in there. Like they make a stop at the islands where my grandfather is from, in the Faroe Islands between Denmark and Iceland, and that was kind of cool because that's never referenced in anything. But Castle Rock season 2, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm digging everything. I mean, I love the whole using the universe of Stephen King. I love Stephen King. And have you watched any of it?
No, I haven't. Is it like anthology or
no? So like the whole entire thing takes place in the town of Castle Rock, which is where Shawshank is.
Yeah.
And it is a mix of all these different stories. Like, you know, it's basically like the universe exists. Like, you are in the Stephen King universe. Like,
yeah.
When they pull out and they show maps, it's like there's where Pennywise's circus is. There's Arrowhead, where the Arrowhead Project was for the Mist. There's the town for, like, the Tommyknockers. Like, everything is just right around there.
Yeah.
And this season is, like, a mix of Misery and Salem's Lot.
Okay.
And so far, really interesting and well done. The first season, like, Sissy Spacek killed it. Like, it was so amazing. Like, she did such an amazing job, and that story was so outlandish, except, like, still well told. I'm looking forward to see how they wrap up the second season for sure. I don't want to say too much without giving.
I've been meaning to watch it because it's on Hulu, so I have no excuse.
Right? Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm like very hesitant to start TV shows.
Sure.
Once I get on them, I can binge them and just kill them. Like, I watched the whole Sopranos in, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sons of Anarchy. I watched all of those in 2 weeks. Once I start something, I can finish it real quick.
Yeah.
But it takes me years to start watching a show. Like, insane, stupid stuff. Like, I still haven't even... I've watched one full season of American Horror Story.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I started the Murder House season and never finished it, but I watched Coven when it was coming on TV.
Yeah.
So I got that one under my belt. But I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen episodes of each season, but I haven't finished any of them.
I normally wait till everything's over so I can just watch through it because I don't waiting. But recently I've been torturing myself with a few series, and I'm just like, I hate waiting a week like this. But yeah,
I liked that about the way Hulu was doing the Wu-Tang thing, that it was weekly.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I didn't like it because I wanted to watch more, but like. They gave us. I think they put 4 episodes out at first, and then they released the next 4 over weeks.
And it's like everyone's kind of picking up on that. It's like The Mandalorian is week to week, and it's like that's really good, but you're waiting. On the new Blade of the Immortal adaptation. It's an anime, but like really hard based off of the mangas. Like not like the original. The original anime was just like, yeah, we're gonna take that name and have a guy. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Mike did a phenomenal job on the live action. Like seriously, have you seen Blade of the Immortal?
No. Yeah, we've had this conversation before. When it comes to anime or foreign films in general, I'm just a complete newbie. I've only seen like 20.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, Mike, because master of blood and gore. Like give him an immortal samurai movie. Like it's just perfect. Like he was made to make that movie. But the adaptation that they got out on Amazon right now is really good.
Yeah,
like really well animated.
It's on Prime.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Okay,
and it's a week to week series.
I might check it out. I might wait, but I might check it out too.
Yeah.
I told you, the only complete anime I've watched is Akira.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's the only one. I watched some of the Tiger Mask W series on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
But I never did finish it. But that sounds really cool, though. Especially like the Castle Rock. I love Sissy Spacek. You said she was in last season.
Oh, in first season, yeah. She's so good.
Nice.
Like, yeah, she really does. Like, I have to go back and look, but if she didn't win an award for that show last year, I will be really disappointed in like America, like flat out. Because she did such an amazing job at that. Like,
she's a really underrated actress.
She really is, for sure, absolutely.
Have you ever seen Trading Mom?
Oh, now that you mention him, like, yeah, I did see that, but like
she plays like 4 characters in that movie.
Yeah,
and it's like her doing her version of Eddie Murphy.
Well, you know what? Yeah, no, and in Castle Rock, you basically kind of get another performance like that because she plays a character with Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, okay.
And like throughout the whole story, like she's slipping in and out, and then at one point there's an episode where like it's just her, and you see where she has been slipping in and out of her memory, like all those times when she was like, and they were like, "You there?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" Like, and it's so hard hitting, and the way that they film it, and like everything, like the transitions between like memories and scenes, it'll blow your fucking mind. It's like that one episode alone was like, holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is your earliest movie memory?
Earliest movie memory is the first movie I saw in a theater. And it is The Neverending Story. And it is the Nothing scaring the living shit out of me when he pops out of the wall at the end.
Yeah.
Loved the entire movie. I was all about it. Like, I remember seeing that, and even my parents were like, you were quiet through the whole thing. And then the Nothing popped out, and you were like, you just were not having it. And you were like, we're leaving? Can we? No. But, yeah, that, and honestly, like I have a story about, like, the first, when I was growing up, every time I went to go visit my grandparents in Jackson Heights in New York, I used to rent movies from this video store, and I only rented. It was called Warriors of the Wind. It was actually the first American release of Nausicaa: Valley of the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I only rented that movie over and over and over and over and over again. And what's crazy is, like, to the point where friggin' 25, 26 years later, they found me on Facebook, and when they were closing down, they shipped me the copy that I rented.
Wow.
And so I have, like, that legit copy that I rented, like, back in 1987, and, like, over and over.
That's
and over.
crazy.
And so, yeah, those are, like, my two earliest memories of films would be, yeah, Warriors of the Wind and Neverending Story.
Wow, that's crazy. That is insane. But I legit just watched The Neverending Story for the first time this year. Yeah, or yeah, it was this. I think it was this year. It was either this year or late last year.
Yeah,
but
it's dark.
It's way dark for a kids movie. I think the 80s was the time for dark kids movies.
Oh yeah, Neverending Story, The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal,
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Yeah. Like, this is a Christmas. Here's a family movie.
Even
like,
if you go like, even if you look at like Home Alone,
yeah.
those movies are super dark.
Die Hard for kids.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's insane. But then the 90s comes and everything's just absurd.
Yeah.
All the kids' movies are just dumb and random, and it's just...
It did get really... Absurd is a great word for it. It got really absurd. Like, everything was outlandish, and it was like, blank check, and like, like... Well, I guess Home Alone was in the...
Yeah, it was the 90s, wasn't it?
It was. But
early,
even that was
90s.
like still... I mean, it was still like, yeah, that was like
There's
right
still
over
a taste of the 80s on it.
Yeah, where like, people are trying to kill children and stuff. You're like, it's great, it's fine, it's cool. Like, Cloak and Dagger was great. Like... But, yeah.
Okay, so the next one was the theater one. You already answered that one. That happens a lot though, so it's not like a big deal. But like people,
your first memory,
that is usually people's first movie memory is in a theater, or like sometimes people will have a random like they saw a movie on TV thing, but like especially when I'm talking to people from my town, like it's usually a theater because nobody had like movies at home, because they were all broke, they couldn't afford like a VCR and stuff, or cable wasn't even a thing out there. If you had to pick 5 movies that encompass your taste, which movies would you pick and why?
Okay, so that was kind of hard, and me and Jay were having this conversation the other day about like trying to pick your favorite movies, and it's like once you've watched movies for so long and so many, it's really hard to kind of put those kind of things together because you're like, am I mixing movies together? I've seen so many, okay, so I would say like Ninja Scroll, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, The Shining, The Abyss, and like Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, because that fulfills my love for anime and gore, and Ninja Turtles. Growing up in New York and being so into martial arts and everything was just a staple of my life. The Shining has always been my favorite and kind of my staple to look at other horror films and different films and stuff like that. The Abyss, the adventure and sci-fi, and how that's I love creatures, I love underwater, I love science fiction, the aliens and all that. And Little Shop of Horrors hits everything about camp and ridiculousness that I love. Yeah. And it's like it's weird that I don't throw it's weird. I would say I would throw a 6 in there and say any Godzilla film because I just love kaiju. I love the idea that like someone was like, we're gonna put a dude in a suit and we're gonna kick down cardboard buildings and this is gonna be a thing, and it blew up, and it's like the best thing. I love kaiju films, like hands down. But that mix of everything really does kind of. I love ninjas and martial arts, and I love Kubrick's depiction of The Shining and Jack Nicholson and like everybody, and just The Abyss and Little Shop of Horrors. I mean, I love that movie so much. Yeah, it's so wild. Rick Moranis is hands down one of my favorite actors of all time.
He just decided one day he wasn't going to do it anymore.
Well, that his wife died, I think, from cancer, and he had kids, and he was like, "Yeah, my family's more important. I'm gonna take care of them," and that's why recently he's like getting back into things because he's like, "My kids are in college. I'm bored. I need to do this again. I'm gonna come back again." And
I'm the man.
Right. I mean, Mel Brooks has been talking about and said that he got greenlit for Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Like, where's Lord Helmet?
That would be amazing.
Well, all right. Well, Rick Moranis did. All right, that show, The Goldbergs. He came and voiced Lord Helmet. Like, he didn't come in and play him, but he voiced Lord Helmet for that episode. So
I've never seen Spaceballs. Full disclosure.
You have to see.
Was the Abyss? That was one of the movies.
The Abyss?
I haven't seen that, or that first one that you said.
Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ninja Scroll is like as much as like it's right there with the quintessentials for anime, like Akira. And it's one of the first ones that really came out. I mean, there was a couple at the time, like Sword of Truth and Blade of the Yamato, like a couple other like really great ninja ones, but like Ninja Scroll hit, and the animation and the characters and the gore and the ridiculousness of these like monstrosities, like ninja powers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's top notch.
It sounds like it's right in my ballpark.
Oh yeah. Like it is a horror ninja anime. Like it is really really good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. God, I think since I've joined VisArt, I've seen so many more like crazy different movies than that I'd ever like. I would have never probably watched Akira.
Yeah,
I probably would have never watched it. Or was the what's it called? Ichi the Killer.
Oh,
yeah. Like I always looked at that movie and like it looked interesting, but I don't know. I guess it took somebody telling me, "Hey, you got to watch this," to kind of like push me into it.
Well, you know what? That's exactly how I was when I even started working at VisArt like 10 years ago. Like when I first got there, I was like, "Yeah, I know stuff about movies," and then I started like a week in there, I was like, "I don't know shit about movies." Wow! And like from everyone working there and like being like, "No, you got to see this," and "No, you got to see that," and it's just like that widened my horizon completely, because like as much as I love anime and I've watched Japanese films and Chinese films because I love martial art movies, I never really got into German or French or Italian or Spanish or like any of these other foreign countries making movies. And working there, I mean, there's so many good movies from foreign countries. Like it's unbelievable. But and then the whole indie side of things, you know what I mean? Like I had a great video store growing up, but I was very closed-minded into like comedy and action and anime and sci-fi and horror, and it's like I never really delved into like working there too, putting movies in. I'm like, there's stuff I get. Like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. Never even like ordering movies and watching 200 or so freaking trailers to be like, oh, what am I getting like 10 movies out of them. You're like, all right, but. VisArt is an amazing place, like, for knowledge. That's why I think that, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, if you think you know movies, you don't.
No, not at all.
You really...
You really have to go in and, like, just walk through the aisles sometimes. Because and I mean, you guys aren't, like, a huge store, but you're a pretty big... store.
The store itself isn't huge, but
the selection's crazy.
We have we keep saying we have over 35,000 titles. We have around 35,000 titles and stuff like that. Like, and we've been saying that for a little bit. I know it's around that, but like we just got a collection of 6,000 that like the majority of those are going in. So it's like we'll have close to 40,000 titles in our collection by like the end of next year.
Oh yeah,
and that's huge. I mean, okay, I love telling people this. It's because it's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon at the beginning of this year put out their numbers, and between all of them, they had like 20,600 and something movies and TV shows that you can rent and stream. Yeah, we have over 35. So we literally beat all three of them combined by 15,000 movies or so.
It's amazing.
Like, love that. Love that.
Netflix selection's pretty shit these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, and their originals are really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of...
The almighty Disney is buying everything out and taking it all away.
Oh, yeah. And I am the... well, I'm not the mark because I didn't pay the money for it. I didn't buy Disney Plus. I'm getting it for free right now, but I'm definitely on there. I'm definitely watching stuff.
They got me. I'm a big Marvel guy. I mean, I love comic books. It's like, and they're like, oh yes, all that stuff you want to watch from Marvel, you got to get it. I'm like, well, I
was just like, I can live without it, and then I get a text message from Verizon talking about, hey, Happy Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
They just gave it to me for a year.
You were like, hell yeah, I'm going to watch The Mandalorian.
So, at the end of the year, if I feel like it's worth it, I might keep it on, but... Yeah.
That's one thing about it. Okay, so, like, there is a few things on it that are definitely worth, like, watching and going back. Like, some of the old series that, like, I haven't been able to watch in a while, like Gargoyles and some of the old, like, animated series, this and that. That's really great. And The Mandalorian is fantastic. It's a great show. But one of the things that kills me, it's like, I'm being the Marvel fan that I am.
Yeah.
Nothing new from Marvel isn't really getting on there until, like, 2021.
Yep.
And I'm like...
I think that's why they're giving away for free for
a lot of
year.
people. Yeah, And it's smart, too, to get you hooked on, like, what they got and everything.
Because, like, Captain Marvel and all that stuff is still on Netflix for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
And I work at VisArt. I have all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I don't really need... I'm like, I want that exclusive
that
TV
good
show. That good shit.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I want that Loki. I want that, like...
That,
Scarlet Witch and WandaVision. WandaVision sounds... Have you heard anything?
No.
From what I understand is they're making it into a sitcom. But the thing is... it's got, like... It's going to be, like, funny and sitcom-ish, but it's got this really dark thing behind it. The reason it's a sitcom is because in her mind, in Scarlet Witch's mind, she can't handle Vision being dead. So she's created this whole world, like a 50s sitcom, that she lives in with the two of them being married and stuff.
Oh.
So it's going to be, like, funny, but, like, in the background, dark as hell.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, like, I can't
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Like, it's a great storyline.
What were we talking about? Disney Plus.
Okay,
for the first couple weeks that I had it, all I watched on it was X-Men.
Oh yeah,
the X-Men series, the animated series.
I watched that, and I went back and watched the old Silver Surfer series.
Oh yeah,
which is awesome. Like, I completely forgot about that, but like
it's got like the Amazing Spider-Man and his there's Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like,
and again, Gargoyles, like one of the best cartoons. Like, friggin' love that show.
I just recently started rewatching Even Stevens because I was just like, I got to.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Shia LaBeouf.
They have, like, like Gummy Bears and like all the OG like DuckTales and the new DuckTales, like even that weird one that they did in the 90s where like Huey, Dewey, and Louie were like teenagers and it was weird. They got that. So, but the one thing that I was like, oh, I like, if they have this, I'm totally on board. Still no Aladdin animated series.
Oh man,
like
that's crazy.
That animated series was boss. Like, it was so good.
It's probably got to do with the distribution rights of it.
Well, I mean, Robin Williams didn't do the voice of the genie. It was some guy who came in, and it's like it was all Disney. Who owns it?
But it wasn't on Disney, was it? It was on ABC, I think. Was it not originally?
Shit, you might be right.
So it might be like owned by ABC or something like that.
Oh, come on, Disney!
I don't remember though. I don't know.
You pushed Sony into a corner. I'm sure you bought Fox. I mean, come on, get Aladdin back. But otherwise, take my money. Damn it.
I'm just glad it's like one less thing I have to pay for this year. So
yeah, I got my cousin really hooked me. He gave me connection for his like Spectrum account, and I've been watching like Watchmen and a few other things on like HBO and everything, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't pay for this, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we have established that you like horror movies.
I do.
What are some of your favorite horror movies?
So like I said earlier, I love The Shining. That is one of like my all-time favorite ones. I'm really weird, and for for years, it was just like the movie I fell asleep to every night. It's
Yeah.
like I just put that on and it would just knock me out. I'm like, oh, it's like a comfort thing. It's like The Shining, my comfort movie, the feel good stuff. Like, no,
that's strange.
That's a little weird. But I love. All right, so some of my favorite ones, because I have so many, and I was just trying to think of some of the ones that have been really in my mind. Like, I love The Mouth of Madness, which is like one of the only good H.P. Lovecraftian kind of like depictions in a movie. Sam Neill, freaking awesome. Serpent in the Rainbow.
Oh yeah, I love
Serpent in the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Totally, I feel like that's a completely underrated like movie. Like,
yeah.
And it is so awesome.
I got it from VisArt earlier this year, right before Mad Monster, I think.
Yeah.
Or right around that time somewhere. And wow, that is a fantastic movie. I'm a big Wes Craven guy, so like I was just like,
Pullman is awesome in it. I always forget the
Yes.
dude who's like the guy who like tortures him a couple of times. The guy who like nails his sack to the table, like to the chair. Like he plays a great evil guy. Like he is like very believable to be like, oh yeah, you're a voodoo king. I would be very like I'd be scared out of my mind at you. What was the other one? Always been one of my favorites, and it like American Werewolf in London. I grew up in New York City, and when I first moved to Connecticut, one of the first horror films that I watched at like a sleepover at a friend's house was American Werewolf in London.
Yeah. And
the whole thing where like they were on the moors and they couldn't see anything, like that's when I like was like, all right, the woods are scary. Like at night, there's no street lights, there's no sight. Like we're just in the woods. Like
it's fucking spooky.
This is fucking spooky. So yeah, like it did something like to me that I was just like, fuck, man. All right, yeah, the woods are scary.
People in the city don't understand. They're just like,
no.
Why are you afraid of the dark? It's like,
what is the dark?
You don't know what fucking dark is, brother. We live in a. My trailer is on a cow pasture. It used to be a cow pasture.
Yeah.
And like there is a street light, but like it's way back behind my house where my grandpa's auction barn used to be.
Yeah.
So like if we go across the yard at night to grandma's house or to the end of the driveway or anything, it's fucking dark sometimes. Yeah. Unless it's like a full moon. If it's a full moon, it's like it's daylight almost.
Yeah. No, I went from Queens to New Fairfield, Connecticut, where like basically it kind of like when we first moved there, it had one stoplight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like old general store, old diner, like grocery store. Like it was an old town, and so no public transportation. No, and I'm just, this is weird. Like, how do people get around? They're like, we ride bikes or we walk, or you get a license and you drive, and it's like, all right, okay,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Deep, great appreciation for the dark once I moved out into the woods and like added that whole extra creepiness to certain movies and appreciation for it. I'm like, oh okay, yeah, that's why it's fucking scary as shit to be out there in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if you really, I watched The Strangers with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
At my house, and they lived in like right outside of Rock Hill, but still like in a like suburban part where there's a lot of light around and everything. And like she was scared shitless to walk out of the house after we watched that movie because it was like they were in like a country house in the movie, and so like it's spooky out here. It's scary.
No, another one of mine, The Thing, The Shining and The Thing. One of the big reasons why I also like both of these movies, and I really deeply understand the whole cabin fever thing. Yeah. Where I lived in Connecticut for a while, during the winters, like, you'd wake up and your car's gone. Yeah. Like, that's how much snow you got. Like, you can jump out a second-story window and be okay, because that's how much snow fell overnight. And there was a couple of times where we almost missed summer vacations because we lost so much school during the winter. Wow. And being locked in a house, like that was one of the first times I ever saw The Thing. Was like we were in the middle of like a week-long snow day kind of thing,
Yeah.
and been trapped in the house for the past couple of days, and it came on like HBO, and I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
They're all against it.
Yeah.
I can see all. Like, yeah, no, I understand this. Like, yeah,
That's a great movie to watch in the snow.
Oh yeah, The Thing.
So
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's like watching Jaws on a cruise.
Jaws, man, ruined the ocean for me. Love that movie. It's so campy and stupid, but like, damn, I can't swim in water that I can't see my feet in now because of it. Another great one I really like is it's a Japanese horror film, and it's like it's a live action that was made off of an anime, and it's called Doom Megalopolis. And for practical effects and ridiculousness, like, I just love that freaking movie. Like,
Yeah.
because it's a magic horror movie based off of like historical events, and it was like it's based off of like that the great earthquake in Japan that happened. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the history of this. I think in like somewhere between the 30s and the 50s that like laid waste to like all of Tokyo and everything. A lot of them believe that like the ancient thing was that a dragon lived under Japan, and the bloodlines were the tectonic plates. It was like where the tectonic plates went. Those were the veins of the bloodlines of the dragon. But all these earthquakes were happening, and you have like, you know, people who are industrialists and being like, oh yeah, whatever, it's earthquakes. And then you have like these old shamans who are like, oh no, this is black magic, and there's this like dark magician who's trying to raise this like vengeful spirit to like come back, and he's trying to destroy Tokyo. And it is it's one of those ones that like it was based off of a series, and the movie reflects that really well because the movie's like 4 hours long, and they didn't like cut it to like trying to nick stuff out. But some of the practical effects and some of the stuff that they do in it are like really grotesque and really great. There's like
awesome.
a whole scene where like this person is possessed, but it's like imagine like a maggot growing inside them to the point where like it goes to throw it up, and it's like half human crawling out of its mouth and trying to get away, but like this like bug maggot thing that is like, because he's being, you know, like they're basically.
That sounds fucking gross.
Yeah, that's great.
It sounds amazing though at the same time.
Yeah, I will have to let you borrow it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
We do not have it at VisArt. That is one that I have in my personal collection, but
it sounds crazy though. I will definitely. It's 4 hours long.
It's like 3.5, almost 4 hours long. Yeah, it's a long movie.
I might have it for a while, but I'll watch it
for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, who are your favorite directors?
Well, Kubrick, I would definitely say, is one of them. Like 2001 and The Shining have been forever favorite movies of mine. Also, Dr. Strangelove is just so awesome. Yeah, such a. Have you ever?
I'm pretty sure the only Kubrick movie I've ever seen is The Shining. He did the Lolita remake, right?
He did. Yes.
I think I've seen the Lolita. No, I didn't. I've only seen the original Lolita.
Yeah, I want to say yes, but no. If you haven't seen Dr. Strangelove or 2001, like 2001: A Space Odyssey is one of those ones where it's just like that was one of those like game-changing like films. Like when he made that, people were like, "Oh damn!" It was like when Star Wars came out, they were like, "Holy shit!" Okay, well, wow, those are some pretty good special effects.
I know of his work. Like I know which ones he's done. I don't know why they just never came.
There's a ton of stuff that he's made that I've never watched either, and I'm like, everyone's like, they're such classic films.
He did Eyes Wide Shut, right?
Yeah, never seen that myself.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. I've heard it's really good though.
Yeah.
And I like whenever I'm in VisArt, I look at the Kubrick section, and I'm like, I need to take care of that. Or
let me see what's going on.
Go see if something's wrong. I'll pause it. It happens. All right, so we're back. What were we on? What were we doing?
We were talking about
directors.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
Going on. Big John Carpenter fan. Clive Barker, Roger Corman, Takashi Miike, Katsuhiro Otomo, who directed Akira.
Okay. Yeah.
More recently, I would say like two more recent. Directors that I love, I would say Gendy Tartakovsky and Taika Waititi. Gendy did Samurai Jack and a bunch of other stuff for for adults, for Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, but he recently wrote, directed, and animated this new series called Primal, which is like it's breathtaking, but it's like heartbreaking and amazing and awesome. It's like a caveman samurai story, and I say samurai because like it's just tragic.
Okay.
Like it is this, it's like this great adventure tale, but like almost every turn you're just like, oh god damn, man, like come on, can you get a break? Like
fucked up.
Holy shit. I don't want to say anything about it because it's just like, spoilers and everything, but there's no dialogue.
Oh.
I mean, it's about a caveman and a T-Rex teaming up to gain vengeance over their like dead families.
That sounds insane.
Oh, it's amazing, and it's dark and it's bloody and it's awesome. Season 1 wrapped up. I would say watch that on Adult Swim hardcore. Okay. And then Taika Waititi, I mean, come on, What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for Wilder People, Thor Ragnarok, but Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit.
I missed that one too.
Oh, that was so good.
Because it only played for like 2 weeks. Maybe, at Regal.
Well,
the Manor.
The Manor had it. Well, you know what? I think it's actually playing. It might be. Excuse me. Someone was telling me like Concord or someone else actually had it because it did so well at the Manor. Like a couple of places picked it up.
I'll have to check and see, and maybe catch it before the end of the year.
It's so good.
Because I need to.
It's so good.
I'm trying. I'm not gonna release my top 10 of 2019 until January because I want to squeeze as many as I can into the criteria.
Sure.
Because I realized that like I didn't see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched The Irishman.
Neither have I.
Knives Out looks like it's going to be incredible.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good.
I just and right now my list is very heavy genre.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, I really want to get like some more like drama or, which I guess action is still kind of genre.
Yeah.
Really, but I don't know. Because like I think most of them were horror.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, I really only watched horror movies this year.
You should
except for like The Beach Bum.
I haven't seen that, but yeah, it's not horror.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Jonah Hill does one of the best performances of his life in that movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
That whole cast.
I've gained more
crazy.
respect for. I've gained more respect for Jonah Hill after This Is the End.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like I gained a lot of respect for a lot. Like if you can truly make fun of yourself and be okay with that, you gain so much of my respect. Like if I could see that you're just like, oh no, I don't take myself seriously. And that
movie is just everybody playing fucked up versions of themselves.
And it's great. Like it's great. You gotta like imagine like. That's them making fun of their characters, like what they're basically like typecasted as. They're like, all right, we're gonna fucking make fun of like
the best character though the two best characters in the whole movie are Michael Cera and fucking Danny McBride, because those two guys are just fucking balls to the walls shitheads from beginning to end, and it's just like. Michael Cera, the world is fucking ending, and Michael Cera is freaking out about losing his phone.
Oh yeah,
and it's just so like it's
drinking
so
a juice box and getting a blowjob and getting a rim job at the same time.
Yeah.
Like he's
sip time.
No, and it's where I gained respect for Channing Tatum. For a while, I was like, man, this dude, I don't know. And then he came out as the Gimp, and he was just like Danny McBride's ass slave, and I was like, I'm all about it.
Dude, he was in all those romantic, like Nicholas Sparks type movies, and I think that like turned a lot of people off to him. But like, yeah, dude's pretty funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
He's totally hilarious. After that, I was like, oh no, I'll give him a shot. And like everything since then, I'm like, no, it's cool. But yeah.
So, we got favorite directors out of the way.
Yep.
Now, what's your favorite movie score or soundtrack?
I was like really trying to think about this because there's a lot of movies that I do like songs from, But a couple where I gotta say, like, the full soundtrack, like, pretty much everything in it, I love all the songs. Like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I think, has a really, really awesome soundtrack to it. Like, you go back, like, Pulp Fiction has a really awesome soundtrack to it. Rock and Rule, which is an animated film with, like, Iggy Pop and Blondie and, like, a bunch of old, like, 80s kind of rock and punk bands and stuff like that. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I do respect. I think these guys really nailed it. Newer wise, like, I have to hand it to the Guardians of the Galaxy for not only having a good soundtrack but integrating it properly into a film. Yeah. Because, like, it doesn't matter what good music you got, if it's not used well, it's pointless.
Yeah.
Like, in a lot of senses, but then you got, like, John Carpenter, who, like, writes all of his own stuff, and you're just like, holy shit, dude! You have to give him so much respect for all the music that he, like, because there's not a single thing that, like, there's not a score in any of those movies you're not like, that's fucking awesome. That totally set the mood. Like, someone's coming to kill you, or, like, you know what's gonna happen.
John Carpenter definitely knows how to score a film.
Definitely knows how to score a film, for sure.
I've had this conversation with pretty much every guest. this question, it always comes back to John
Carpenter. Yeah.
Because, like, Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13, all of literally any movie he's ever directed and made the score for is just, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he wants.
Yep.
And he has the skills to execute it. And that's just, like, that's all it boils down to, is, like, he's a musician and he's a filmmaker. Like, he's both of those things, and that works tremendously in his favor.
Yeah. Who was the guy? I feel so bad. I'm drawing a blank on his name. He was here in Charlotte. They were screening Beyond, the Italian horror film Beyond, and he was here to do the score with it.
Oh, I don't know. Is it? It's not Beyond. That's not Goblin, is it?
No, it's not Goblin. But dang it. What? Anyway, he was here in Charlotte, and when he put on the show, like, I mean, they played the soundtrack to the movie live.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. But, like, after the movie was done, I mean, because he had his band, he had this, like, this singer that was with him that, like, she was doing all these weird, like, operatic, like, vocal things to, like, you know, like stuff that you wouldn't think was part of a soundtrack, that you thought was just, like, a ghost in the background or something like that. She was doing all, like, there. And so all of that was, like, amazing. But after the show, like, after the movie was over, he's like, you guys want to hear some more? And then just, like, went on to play, like, every other score that he did, and, like, start playing, like, some of the stuff that, like, he had just made up. And it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. It was a Lucio Fulci movie. It's gonna drive me nuts to figure out, like, what the guy who did the soundtrack's name was.
Yeah, I have no clue. My knowledge of Fulci is very slim. I think I've seen 2 of his movies.
Yeah. Of course, IMDb, I'm trying to find it, and, like, there's, like, the full cast, here's the actors. I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah. Need the score by.
Music by Fabio Frizzi. That's how I was like, it's an FF in my head. I'm like, and I can't. Fabio Frizzi. Dude, yeah. He's another one that, like, again, like, knows exactly how to make a proper score for a movie, and, like, has beyond the talent to, like, to nail it. So, yeah, Fabio Frizzi and John Carpenter are 2 really, really good, I guess we were saying musicians.
Yeah,
like,
composers.
Composers, yeah. 2 great composers for movies, I would say.
But, I mean, Goblin, too, though.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you can't say without Goblin.
While we're on the Italian...
Goblin.
Suspiria, both of the Suspirias have really good scores.
I still have to see the new one.
Oh, man.
I know. I keep
I'm telling
putting
you,
it off for some reason.
So many people.
Like,
I mean, I haven't heard anybody shit on it.
yeah.
Like, the only people who shit on it are people who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, it's as far as like a remake, it's not even really a remake. It's like a reimagining.
Oh yeah, no, I can tell.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like, you got to watch that and Climax back to back because they're just so similar in vibe and like tone.
Okay.
And like the whole like music and dancing thing. It's a perfect double feature.
Okay. All right.
What's your go-to movie snack?
I was thinking about that too, and it's like, originally, like, it would have just been like, I used to love putting like Raisinets over popcorn. Like, if I went to a theater, I'd probably get a box of Raisinets and some popcorn and mix those two up. But I have to admit, I really love that, like, restaurant. Like, they're just straight up putting restaurants in.
Yeah.
Because having a real meal...
Cinebistros.
I mean, like, getting a burger or a pizza or some fries and, like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, getting a meal and watching a movie, I think that's one of the... It was one of the best things about being able to, like, really watching something at home. Was one of the appealing things was being able to get like a pizza and a movie being able to, like, you know what I mean. So
if it's one of those legit ones with the kitchen and everything, then I'm all for that. But if it's just like Regal trying to sell me a frozen pizza, I'm just like, get out of here. Give me my popcorn.
Yeah.
Give me my candy and let me go fucking watch this movie.
Yeah. When we were up in Raleigh at the Alamo Draft House.
Oh man.
Oh dude,
I've heard about the Alamo Draft House.
Their food is good.
Yeah.
Like, legit, really. Like, I mean, it's a little. It's one of those things you're like, that's kind of pricey, and then you look at it and you're like, oh. That's why. I mean, that looks amazing. It's like that's a big ass, whatever it is.
That's a 5-pound hamburger right there.
Yeah, man. Like Jay got like the fried chicken sandwich and like that chicken cutlet on there. Like, damn.
Yeah.
That was like some straight up like KFC. Wish it looked that good. Like, big ass. Like, yeah, like the bun was like too small for the chicken. It was just like that's what's up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the burger was like a good like half inch, like, inch or two thick. Yeah, no, it's about like an inch thick. Yeah, like an inch thick burger. Like, pizzas were good. Shakes were ridiculous. Like
I said, I've heard good things about Alamo Draft House.
Oh man, fried pickles.
Yeah, that's what I've heard
the
about.
Spears, because they do the spears.
Oh, they do spears.
Oh yeah, they do spears, and those are dank. They were really
I've
good.
had the chips before, but never the spears.
Spears.
That sounds like
if you like pickles, like I love pickles and I love fried pickles, but like the chips, you're like, okay, that's like. But I've had the spears before this, but spears are the way to go if you are a true if you love pickles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I wouldn't consider myself a pickle lover, but I do like a fried pickle.
Yeah.
So I think chips are the way to go because I feel like a spear is too much pickle, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd try it.
Yeah, and it depends on. It always depends on the pickle.
Yeah,
you gotta and when we were there, I mean, I think we ordered that like 4 or 5 times over the weekend. We were just like, we got some more of those fried pickles. Yes. They're so good. They were like, yeah, man, we got you. Yeah. By the way, like one of the nicest crews anywhere. Everybody there was super cool, super nice.
Nice.
Yeah, to like everybody.
And this is when you guys were up there for VHS-tival?
For the VHS, the VHS-tival. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, yeah.
It looked like a lot of fun. I saw the pictures and stuff. I wish I could have been there.
The workout, what was that? What's her name? Jay loves her so much. The original, one of the original Scream Queens.
Linnea Quigley?
Linnea Quigley, yeah. She made a workout video.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a horror workout video that so we all go into the theater to watch it because like they were giving away this like towel that if you worked out during the video got this like towel that said VHS. I broke a sweat at the VHS, so I was like, I need that, whatever. It needs to go up in the shop. But what was kind of awkward is, like, you know, you got all these people sitting in, we're waiting for them to actually get to the workout part, because the first 15 minutes is just Linnea Quigley taking a shower and, like, scrubbing her boobs and her ass. And it's like, and then the next 5 or 10 minutes is, like, clips from, like, basically every sex scene or, like, kill scene from every horror movie she was in.
Yeah.
And then you finally get to her laying in front of a fireplace and, like, basically nothing. And doing, like, push-ups and sit-ups. Like, there's nothing special about it whatsoever.
The iron buns workout.
Yeah. What's even better is at the beginning, the guy who directed it, he was one of the people... He walked on the set one day when they were making one of her movies, and they were just having her bash this prop over and over again with a sledgehammer, and he was like, that would make a perfect workout movie. And then the next thing he knew, he was making this workout movie. So when Alamo said we're going to screen this in a theater, he was like, you're going to screen this in a theater? He's like, alright, I'll record a little intro for you guys. And it was like, so when Alamo told me they were going to screen this in the theater, I was like, that's weird, because this is a movie that you'd probably watch late at night by yourself and never tell your friends you ever even saw. So you guys have fun watching that with people you don't even know. Well, here it is. That was like his intro to it, and you were like...
Little does he know that how much things have changed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone...
We're all admitting that we watched that movie now. Well, I haven't, but, like, I would be so proud if I had watched that movie, because, like, it's just such a cult thing now. Like, it's so weird and 80s. It's like something that could only have come out in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
A workout tape with this woman who is known for being naked in movies, basically.
Yep.
And it's just like, that was her thing.
That was her thing.
Her boobs were good, her butt was good, so she was putting it out there for people to see it. And like, that's it. That's what she had. And like, she's a decent enough actress, but I think that the fact that she was willing to be naked in all these movies got her more roles.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I love her. I love her to death, because she is such a sweet lady, too, because I met her at Mad Monster.
She's a great sport about everything. She's got a great attitude about everything about it. So, yeah, like, she knew what she was doing, and she was like, I'm just having fun. Fuck you guys.
She's great. She's great. All-time favorite of mine, for sure.
Yeah.
How did we get... We got off real bad.
We
were on the movie snacks.
Yeah, we were on snacks.
So we got that.
We got
out
snacks,
of the way.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the dogs taken care of for now.
For now, yes.
This is gonna be take 3. So we were done with the movie snack.
Yep.
All right, if they were making a movie about your life, who would you cast to play you? And you can't say yourself.
All right, so I don't know as a kid, but later in life, I would definitely go with Sam Rockwell. I mean, I do really like the guy as an actor, but there has been times when he definitely has looked like my or I've looked like his doppelganger. In the movie Hitchhiker's Guide for the Galaxy, when he plays Zaphod Beeblebrox, my best friend back home, his mom called me up when she was watching it, and she was like, I never knew you were in a movie. And I was like, shut up, what are you talking about? And then, like, she sent me a pic of, like, this frozen shot of him smiling and a picture she has of me and my friend standing next to each other, and she was like, he looks exactly... And it was like, oh, damn, that was pretty spot on. And that's, like, the only thing I could come up with. I was like, he's the only person that kind of looks like me, so maybe he could get away with it. Otherwise, I'm like, I've never really thought about that. I've never really thought about a movie about my life. Because, that's been pretty boring. No, I was kidding. No. But, yeah. I think that was a really kind of... I don't have much behind that.
It's a good... It's one of those questions where you either got an answer,
yeah,
you don't, or there's no real explaining to it, because it's just like, who do you think would look good as you, or be able to portray you?
Yeah.
Well,
I think his ridiculousness and you know, he's been able to do both kinds of roles and stuff like that, so I think Yeah, no,
I don't know if you listened to the episode with Jerry LaRue on it, but he said Elijah Wood, and he's like a taller dude,
yeah,
and he's got like long rocker hair and like all these tattoos and looks nothing like Elijah Wood, and I'm just like, sure, yeah, he could play you,
okay,
yeah, maybe he's a good actor, so. And I want to say one of those guys in Rat Tail said Warwick Davis, but those interviews were fun. They had some great answers for everything. So it was just like... and we were just bullshitting in a hotel at a convention at like 1 o'clock. So it was just like, we're just going to knock these interviews out and have fun. So my last actual question before we move into the more quicker game section is Ernest or Pee-wee, and why?
I would have to go with Ernest. I watched Pee-wee, but I owned Ernest movies. Yeah. Like, Ernest Goes to Camp, I watched that so many times. And Ernest Scared Stupid was like a quintessential Halloween movie for me for the longest time. I mean, his Christmas specials were ridiculous. His show was ridiculous. Like, everything. I mean, I love that he was so many different characters in his own show. I mean, Pee-wee had, like, such an awesome cast and, like, supporting people. But, like, Pee-wee himself, I think, even to me as a kid, I was like, this dude's annoying. Like, I like the people, like the side characters more than I actually like Pee-wee. But then like Tim Burton did a movie with him. It was a Pee-wee's Big Top.
Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah,
and that one that was
Big
where
Top Pee-wee's sequel.
Yeah, see, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I think, is where I actually was like, okay, I like Pee-wee Herman. Like, I can like him in a movie kind of setting universe type.
I definitely see where you would like be annoyed by Pee-wee's Playhouse Pee-wee.
Yeah,
because it's not as cheeky. It's not as clever. It's more hyperactive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Loud noises, crazy things like, oh, what's this? Oh, wow, you said the secret word.
Did you ever see his live show that he did? Like,
I don't think so.
It's been years ago now, but it was like way after all the movie theater incident and everything, and like he was kind of doing his comeback thing. Yeah, and it is hilarious. It's funny. It's funny as hell.
Paul Rubin as an actor, I think, is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I like Paul Rubin. I think the character Pee-wee was like back then. I was like, man, even
that's what this is, a Pee-wee Herman special. So like,
man, Paul Rubin. You know what? Even recently, I was like, thank you, Paul Rubin. You are awesome. Yeah. Like, did you ever watch What We Do in the Shadows? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I finally got to catch up on the show too.
Okay, so you saw the episode where he
comes back as his character from Buffy.
Yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, everybody who showed up in that episode, I was like, mad respect for just coming in and being like, Tilda Swinton and like
even Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes like Skyping in, like that episode nailed it. I love that.
That shit was so fucking fun.
But thank you, Paul. I love Paul Rubin. But Ernest.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, Ernest P. Worrell, come on, man.
That is, I'm thinking that we're still tied on Ernest versus Pee-wee.
Okay.
So as far as the guests go, I'd have to go back and actually remember, but, I believe that two of the guys from the Rat Tail crew said Pee-wee, and 2 said Ernest, so...
Split.
I'm pretty sure we're split all the way, like down to the very first guest till now. I think we're still split. There might be the only edge would be as if there's an odd amount of guests. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the this or that segment of the show. I'm gonna give you 2 options, and you just pick which one you like better. Watching movies alone or with friends.
With friends, it's always funner.
Theater or at home?
Theater.
Horror or sci-fi?
Sci-fi.
Action or drama?
Action.
Sex comedy or coming-of-age comedy?
Sex comedy.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Alien or The Predator?
I like the Alien movies better, but the Predator's a cooler character. Aliens.
Freddy or Jason?
Freddy.
Wayne and Garth or Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted.
Subtitles or dubbed?
Subtitles.
JCVD or Chuck Norris?
JCVD. Yeah.
Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Oh, Schwarzenegger.
Sling Blade or Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump.
That's probably the quickest I've ever gotten through that. Everybody always wants to explain or like do conditions on it. You just were like, nope, I know my answers. I know exactly what I want.
No, that's cool. Yeah, the only one was the Alien and Predator because I'm like, damn, I love like the Predator character is awesome, but like the only good one is like, I mean, I guess the second one is really good, but
off the gate, people are always like, well, I want to watch a movie for the first time alone, and then with friends the second time I watch it.
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
I like Mystery Science Theater 3000 a lot, so it's like that's like you're always watching it with a group of people. You know what I mean? Like I love that kind of.
Well, I'm like that though. Like I want to watch a movie. I will watch a movie for the first time with other people. But it has to be somebody that I know.
Oh, first time? Yeah. Majority of the time, first time I'm watching it alone. Or unless it's like a big theater release or something like that. Even that, I'm going with the select people who I know are going to shut the fuck up and not say anything.
Exactly.
Like, don't talk to me. I want to watch this. I'm soaking this shit in.
I watched. I went to Black Christmas last night. We talked about this off record. There were 2 other people in the theater.
Nice.
They were quiet as hell, didn't fuck with their phones.
Good.
I was so happy because I've been to that exact same theater for horror movies opening night, and it had been like a crowded theater, and there'd be kids in there. I went to see The Strangers too, Pray at Night, and there was a baby in there. Somebody took their fucking baby to see The Strangers too, and it like started crying halfway through the movie, and I'm just like, what did you think was gonna fucking happen?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here with that fucking baby. Go take it down the fucking road to goddamn Captain Underpants 3 or whatever the fuck.
I would go see Frozen.
So, yeah, well, like, get the fuck out of here. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, no, I've been in a couple. Yeah, and yeah. Yep. Totally been in a couple of times where I'm just like, what are you doing? Why would you bring, like, this is a 3-hour long movie. Who brings a small child to a 3-hour long movie? That ain't gonna happen.
No, they're gonna have to piss like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then it's not good to bring a kid to a.
No.
There are movies that it's acceptable to bring kids to.
Yeah.
There are movies that it's acceptable to be a little noisy in. Like you can watch a Marvel movie with somebody that makes comments every now and then because it's not gonna ruin the entire movie.
Yeah, like comedies, I can see. Like, what? But, as much as sometimes in Marvel movies, when people are like, if someone's making a comment, they're like, oh shit, look at that, or something. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. But someone's like, I don't get what's going on. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you'll find out.
Having an unrelated conversation, that's not good either. But
I will punch you in the throat.
Oh, man, yeah. I don't even, I could do a whole episode of just bad theater partners, bad people in theaters. It's just not. I'm a total snob when it comes to going to the theater and having my theater experience.
Yeah.
I want it to be quiet and dark as shit. And some theaters don't even fucking turn the lights all the way down anymore. And it's just like, I get it. You guys probably got sued for somebody falling, but that's their fault.
Yeah, right.
Do not fucking turn the fucking lights off.
One of the reasons why I honestly absolutely love our screening room at VisArt, because when we want to watch something, we can crank it as loud as we want. We can turn off dark. All the lights. It's nice and dark.
Dark as hell in there.
Like me and Jonathan watched Midsummer.
Ooh.
And I was like, I missed it in theaters, and I'm like, I'm not watching this on my TV at home. Like, I need that. Like, I hear. It's one of those things where the sound matters.
I just found out after I bought the DVD that they're going to release the director's cut on Blu-ray. And I'm like, I've already bought it. Now I got to buy it again.
Because you're going to.
Yeah, but I'll just end up selling my other one, so it'll be okay. It'll be all right. I did the same thing with 3 from Hell. I wanted the. I saw it in theaters, and then the next day it came out on Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah.
So I bought it because I wanted my brother to watch it because I knew he'd like it, and they didn't have the Blu-ray. But I was like, well, fuck it, I'll buy the DVD now and buy the Blu-ray later. So that's what I did. That's what ended up happening to me.
Yep. Yep.
But now we've got the subgenre breakdown.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you a movie subgenre, and you give me a movie. It could be the first one that comes to mind, or your favorite from that, or whatever. Looks like you got a list prepared.
Oh,
so we're good. Slashers.
Okay, so recently I said I was catching up on old movies.
Yeah.
I found this really great slasher movie called Intruder from 1989, starring Sam Raimi.
Oh.
Not directed. He's just in it. So it's about a group of kids who work at a grocery store that's shutting down, and it's their last night before they set up for this big closing out sale. And they all get locked in with a crazy person who's like killing everyone.
Of course.
The kills are great.
Yes.
Like, one dude gets beaten to death by his with a head from his friend. Like, the guy chops off this kid's head and beats another kid to death with it. Sam Raimi plays like one of the butchers.
Yeah.
And he's like in the back, like, but it's like you look at this store and you're like, this freaking place is creepy to begin with. Like, who works in the basement of like who set up this building?
You don't see Sam in a lot of movies either.
No.
It's usually always Ted.
Yeah.
It's acting in the movie.
Nope, totally Sam.
That's so crazy.
But he gets like, I mean, I don't want to say too much, but like, great gore, great ridiculousness. The kills are fantastic. That was a fun slasher film. I haven't seen it, like, never seen it, and it's just like, man,
wow,
this is awesome. Yeah, check that out.
I'm going to. That sounds fucking great. Trucker movies.
Oh, dude, Rolling Vengeance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen Rolling Vengeance.
Oh, you gotta see Rolling Vengeance.
Sounds good, though. Rolling Vengeance, that title makes me want to watch it.
He's a trucker, family gets killed, rebuilds his truck to be a death machine to kill the people to get revenge.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
nice.
awesome.
Surfing movies.
Surf ninjas.
Oh, yeah. Kung Fu / Ninja.
See, that one's
also surf ninja.
Really hard for me, because, alright, so Kung Fu movie, I gotta say, one of my favorite old school ones is Masters of the Flying Guillotine. Yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous and cool,
yeah.
Like stupid weapons, campiness, that's a fun one, yeah, for sure. Ninja movies, Shinobi is one came out a few years ago, and it's like the first like live action that really goes like all out with like kind of like almost, it's like a live action ninja scroll. I mean, they really go into like, there's an immortal ninja, there's one it can like literally like stop time with his eyes, like, and like slow it down and like kill you in a blink of his eyes kind of thing. I mean, like, some really cool power, really well done too. Shinobi, that was a good one. Okay.
Western.
Westworld.
Yeah. That's an old one, right?
Westworld.
Tomorrow. Future World is the old one, right?
No, both.
Or are they both old?
Both. Yeah. Westworld was the original movie, and then Future World was the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Revenge movie.
Lady Vengeance.
Have you
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen it.
Same guy who did like Old Boy, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Lady Vengeance. I still haven't
seen Old Boy yet.
Oh man, you got to see the original for sure. Lady Vengeance, I think. The basic premises of it is like, you got a serial killer and he's killing all these kids in a town, and he kidnaps this one woman's daughter and is like, if you don't take the rap for my crimes, I'm going to kill your kid. So she takes the fall for it, but I guess in Korea you can get out of jail in a few years for killing a bunch of children, because she gets out of jail. And she finds the guy and basically like puts him in a room and finds all the parents of the children he killed and was like, alright, everybody gets a turn.
Nice.
And you're like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Stoner movie.
Grandma's Boy.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, I grew up like... very first stoner movie I ever saw was Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke. And it was funny because both me and my dad were high at the same time and just not admitting it to each other.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch like I had snuck out and he had snuck out. We both randomly came into the living room and we're like, he was like, "Oh, leave this," and I was like, "What's this?" He's like, "It's Cheech and Chong. It's funny." And that was the first time I ever saw Cheech and Chong. Was like, me and my dad were secretly high together,
both hiding that you were high from each other.
Yep, but
it's so funny.
But Grandma's Boy, like, that movie's great.
Yeah,
it kind
it's
of
fucking hilarious.
It kind of encompasses everything, like, all around. It's
the fucking what's his name, being the weird robot dude is just
so him
funny.
And then Dante, the dealer with like the kung fu monkey and like
this shit'll turn you into a deer.
Like everything, it's fucking great. It's just outlandish, but yeah.
Zombies,
Fido,
vampires.
Vampire Hunter D or What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
American Werewolf in London.
Documentary.
Jiro, Dreams of Sushi, or Jodorowsky's Dune.
Okay.
Both really good.
Yeah.
Jiro will make you hungry. Jodorowsky be like, "Damn it, why didn't you make Dune?" But
Jonathan recommends Jodorowsky's Dune to me every time I'm in VisArt. I'm just like, I haven't seen Dune yet. I need to see Dune.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, even that, like, you know, David Lynch did Dune, and he did a good job. Like, I do really like the Dune movie. I mean, that is a really hard book to make a movie for. Like, it is kind of a thing that you do need to make a series out of. There's just so much information. I mean, it's like space Game of Thrones, like, you know what I mean? But when you watch Jodorowsky's Dune, the documentary, like, I mean, you had like Foss, Mobius, and Geiger doing like set design and character design and like everything, and it's like Foss and Mobius worked on like the original Heavy Metals, and Geiger obviously, you know, Aliens and everything like that. So amazing artwork all around for sure.
Hell yeah. I just got a few more. We're gonna nail these out real quick, and then hopefully we can get to the dogs. Okay, found footage.
The Marrow, or what was the other one? Oh, Alien Abduction. Okay, so The Marrow is kind of like the guy who made Hatchet.
Oh, Digging Up the Marrow.
Sorry, Digging Up the Marrow. That's an awesome movie. And,
it is.
And then Alien Abduction, which was shot here in North Carolina. I liked it because it's like one of the first times that like the found footage made sense because it was about a kid, like the camera was like his like safety net, like he had a thing and he liked it, just helped him deal with being outside of his house, and I was like, okay, you added something that makes sense for him to have a camera. Besides the regular, like, oh, I'm just filming this crap.
I'm just a goofy guy with a camera.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, cool. And, like, the first time aliens came after these people are in fucking broad daylight. Like, they go into a tunnel, broad daylight, up in the Brown Mountains here in North Carolina. And, like, cars are flipped over on fire, and, like, aliens are creeping around the side of it, and it's like, movie starts off like, fuck nighttime, fuck being scary at night. They're like, we're gonna hit you up in broad daylight, where that's just even scary.
Yeah, daytime scares are so much worse. So much worse.
I was
like, see everything.
I was like, okay, you gotta give them props for that. Like, I think they did a really good job. Now I really want to go to the Brown Mountains too. Like, I gotta check that shit out.
You gotta get fucking abducted by aliens.
I want to go in that tunnel and just be like, where you at? I dare you.
Teen movie.
Idle Hands.
Idle Hands is a good one.
That's a great movie.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Animated movie.
See, that's the hardest one for me because if out of anything, I'm a huge animated fan.
Yeah.
So, Akira, Wizards, Rock and Roll, Fire and Ice, Nausicaa, Ninja Scroll, and Summer Wars are for a few.
Sports movie.
A sports movie, Over the Top.
Oh, hell yeah. Fucking yes. Arm wrestling truckers. Movie with a wrestler.
Suburban Commando.
Hell yeah.
Right?
That's so good.
It's so bad and awesome.
Everybody always picks a Hogan movie. There's all these movies with The Rock in them now, and there's all these like Stone Cold is in the Expendables and everything, but people always go with the Hogan movies.
I mean, Suburban Commando.
So good. They're so campy.
They're so great.
They're so fucking bad and good.
You know what? You made me think of one since it's Christmas time. Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg.
Oh yeah, I watched that one not too long ago.
Goldberg playing a killer Santa Claus.
And the irony of him being a Jewish man playing Santa Claus is also great too.
The fact that like Fran Drescher and
the whole budget is in that first sequence of the movie.
First sequence where they just kill a slew of like
kills all these people that they just spent all this money on.
And great kills too.
The entire movie's budget is gone in one scene. Down the fucking toilet. But that's all I got for you. Is there anything that you want to talk about, like going on at VisArt or?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you know, we are continuing to do screenings on a regular basis with the Charlotte Film Society. If there's any other filmmakers out there who ever want to screen their movie, or if you want to get your movie in a video store and get it rented out, by all means, please, we are here to support you. We got a lot of stuff planned for next year. Few things I'm excited about is once we get the full 501c3 and nonprofit status going on, we're going to be teaming up with the 501st Legion and doing a fan film festival by a bunch of people who are in the 501st. Have them all out in like full gear. Recently spoke with Joe Peacock, who headed the Akira project, and he's going to come out and speak and show a bunch of stuff on everything that he worked on to get Akira into the Oscars. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch more artists out. We're gonna have, we have our monthly comedy shows with the Joke Exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, I'm talking to Linda Blair to get her to come out to where they're doing a thing to support. She runs a pit bull rescue.
Yeah, she loves dogs.
Super sweet. She's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her to come out. She was all about it when I spoke to her. She's like, you got a vegan restaurant next to you, and you guys are about saving dogs. She's like, I'm gonna chill with you guys. I'm like, please do.
I've heard that's her sweet spot is dogs and veganism, and it's like, I don't do either of those, so I just don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to spend $80 on somebody that's not going to talk to me because I don't like dogs.
Well, you know what? Everyone. What I noticed too is like I think she kind of liked people who like if you knew like a one-off movie of her instead of being like
just being about the Exorcist.
She's like, yeah, I know you did.
Oh, I love Savage Streets.
Yeah,
it's such a fucking good movie.
Savage Streets is awesome. I think if you brought that up to her, she'd be like, okay, cool. What's up? You've actually seen my movie.
But everybody knows the Exorcist, of course.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah, that's the reason why her 8x10s and shit can be $80 though. It's not Savage Streets.
Yeah. You know what? She was super cool. She hooked us up. I definitely did not spend that on that with her.
Oh yeah, but every time I go by her table, every time I see her at a convention, I'm like, yeah, I love The Exorcist. I like Savage Streets, but do I want to spend $80 on her? Well, one of my friends had a bad experience with her. He said she just wasn't very pleasant at the like RIP party, the very first year they did Mad Monster Party.
Yeah.
He was like, she was just kind of like rude to everybody, and I was just like, and so it's kind of like, but I know how that is. Like, everybody has bad days.
Yeah. I was going to say, recently when she was back at Days of the Dead this year, she was not as like happy and go lucky as she was the year before. Yeah. But again, everybody, you know what I mean?
It's all, we're human. We're all human.
Exactly. So, you gotta, everyone's human.
And
except for William Shatner and...
no, he's a fucking robot.
And, Lando. What's his...
Billy D. Williams?
Billy D. Williams. He's a dick.
Really?
I'm going to say that full on out. Billy D. Williams is a dick. Every single time I've met him, he was a dick.
Hell yeah.
Wouldn't even like...
That's a good hot take, I feel like, for this podcast. I need this on my show.
He wouldn't even speak to people. He'd let his handler talk to him. Like, he'd be like, no, man.
Yeah, I knew William Shatner wouldn't look at people when they would take pictures
William Shatner, okay, you know what? He's a germaphobe. So at least he's got a reason why he doesn't want anyone fucking touching him. Okay, that's fine. You have a serious condition. You're afraid of people. Yeah. Fine. Billy D. Williams is just like, if you don't have tits, I'm not talking to you.
Jesus.
No, flat out. He's nice to women. Dudes, it's just like, dude, get out of here. Why are you talking to me? Mm-hmm. Like, here, 50, 60, $80.
Calrissian would be.
And I guess fitting.
Yeah.
But come on, man.
Man, This is such a great way to end this podcast. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
Are you coming to the mixtape at VisArt here in a little bit, or sticking around here?
No, you know what? I'm going to be sticking around here, but I am going to be there tomorrow for Greasy Strangler.
Oh man, I'm going to miss it because I got a show.
Yeah.
These events will of course have passed by the time the show comes out, but
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Join us
you missed it. You should have been. I plugged it last week. You should have been listening last week.
Should have been listening.
Thank you again for coming on.
No, thank you.
Thank y'all for listening. Now let's watch some fucking movies.
Well, it looks like you survived this time.